News at 10 on 2 Works for You starts right now.
Police ambushed in downtown Dallas.
Shots fired, officer down. It's an assist officer.
A sniper takes aim, killing 5 officers, injuring 7 others, plus 2 citizens.
And they will receive the justice they deserve.
Dallas police used their bomb squad robot to kill a gunman. Now, Texans and Americans look for justice and ways to heal. The Dallas attack is the deadliest against law enforcement since 9/11, and tonight we are learning more about the gunman's past. First, more on the officers who died. Their names just released. Officer Brent Thompson worked for the Dallas Area Rapid Transit. He is the first DART officer to be killed since that department formed. Lauren Aarons and Michael Smith, both Dallas police officers and fathers to young children, gunned down. Patrick Zamarapa and Michael Kroll also killed during last night's protest. Now, tonight we are working for you with team coverage. Corey Duke is in Dallas with the healing that's beginning there, while here in Tulsa, people march for unity. We start with reporter Katie Wisely in downtown Tulsa.
Karen, at least 300 people gathered here tonight in downtown Tulsa, hoping for peace, love, and justice. America needs light today.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
In the face of hate personified in Dallas.
I'm afraid for my life, but I'm also a white person, and I'm more afraid even for the Black lives that are here, that are in my life, my friends.
A peaceful march in protest of a pair of officer-involved shootings, both involving African Americans.
We are tired of walking outside and being scared of getting shot or getting kidnapped.
Today, thousands across the country, including hundreds.
Really, I think the only option is just institutional reform. So especially with police officers, I don't know if there's some kind of training missing or just the mindset that's there.
A light in dark times. The Tulsa Police Department didn't have a big presence at the event tonight, but the event organizer tells me she hopes to have events like this in the future here in Tulsa. Reporting live from downtown, Katie Wisely, 2 Works for You.
Thank you, Katie. Tonight across the country, people are showing their support for police officers. The governor's mansion in Austin, Texas, lit up with blue lights. Here in Oklahoma, Tulsa's Golden Driller, now blue. That color symbolizing law enforcement, yet another tribute to the officers who died in Dallas. And continuing our team coverage, Tulsa city, county, and state leaders held an emergency meeting tonight. They wanted to talk over ways to prevent such violence here in Tulsa. A vigil also held to honor victims of recent shootings. 2 Works for You reporter Corley Peel tells us about the plan of action. Corley?
Well, Karen, the vigil wrapped up here at the Morning Star Baptist Church about an hour ago, where elected officials and community members came to remember the 2 men who were shot by police in Louisiana and Minnesota, and the Dallas police officers who were killed last night. City officials say uniting as one is what's needed to keep the community safe. Linda Johnson ushered tonight's vigil at the Morning Star Baptist Church. She says she came tonight to pay tribute to the victims of recent shootings across the country.
I think this is time that everyone stand up and take notice of what's happening and stop the violence.
Start a dialogue about what we can do as citizens of this city.
Earlier this evening, the city of Tulsa held an emergency council meeting where law enforcement officials say maintaining communication with the community is key for preventing violence.
And I truly believe that what we can continue doing is that same exchange of communication to continue on in a peaceful manner into the future in the city and county of Tulsa.
Senator Kevin Matthews says holding people accountable for their actions is what the community needs to move forward.
We're hoping that people are assured that if someone is killed innocently, they'll be charged, whether they're a police officer or not.
Johnson says love and understanding are key to solving problems, not violence.
We need to sit down and talk. You don't get anywhere if you don't sit down and talk and discuss issues and understand the differences that people have.
City officials say they hope to have more open dialogue opportunities with the community in the future. Live in Tulsa, Corley Peel, 2 Works for You.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott calling his state tough and says they will overcome this challenge. Joined by several state leaders at Dallas City Hall, the governor called for unity.
The appropriate focus is on the heroism of the police officers, literally putting themselves in the line of fire.
Abbott called his state resilient and said the gunman got the justice he deserved. Now the Dallas community uniting under tragic circumstances, and tonight many say they're ready to remove the negativity that's plaguing our nation. 2 Works 2 reporter Corey Duke live in Dallas tonight with more on that movement for us. Corey?
Good evening, Karen. The mood here tonight completely shifted. Obviously, last night this was a scene of complete terror, but tonight things are very still. People are out walking around with flowers, laying them down at makeshift memorials. Now, I did speak to city leaders earlier today who said they're abiding by 2 words: no more. They said it's up to us if we want to see a change. Watch.
1, 2.
Plays throughout these city streets, but its absence in the hearts of those who inflict pain and suffering on others is evident after 5 officers lost their lives at the hands of hatred.
So the tragedy that we ignore today will be on our doorstep tomorrow.
And so today, Dallas leaders say no more, and the solution is simple.
We must love one another, because if we don't, this cancer of separatism will kill this body.
In the way they say to do that, join together, hand in hand. Get to know the person sitting beside you and listen to their story.
I'd ask each and every one of you to pledge in the presence of the city, the state, this country, and more importantly, the families of the officers that lost their lives.
Today's vigil in Thanksgiving Square to honor these fallen officers taught the public one thing: evildoers do not define anyone but themselves.
This was a well-planned, well-thought-out, evil tragedy by these suspects.
The city of Dallas says this evil cannot continue. And so today, harmony works its way into the hearts of the people of Dallas, as it remains forever with those who died.
Tonight, city leaders of Dallas urge all of those eyes who have watched them suffer to remember what is important. And they say that's each other. Reporting live in downtown Dallas, Corey Duke, 2 Works for You.
Thank you, Corey. Police say officers have been targeted in Tennessee, Georgia, and Missouri in the aftermath of this week's shootings. The attack in Tennessee happening just hours before the one in Dallas. Investigators say the attacker was frustrated by the recent killings by police. Today's attacks in Georgia and Missouri being described as ambush. In all, 4 officers injured. They are expected to survive. Now, the number of police officers shot and killed in the U.S. now 53. That is 44% higher than this time last year. A law enforcement organization says 41 officers were killed with guns last year, the highest number since 2007, when 70 officers were killed nationwide. 39 Tulsa police officers have made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. The most recent Tulsa police officer killed was Dick Hobson Jr. Officer Hobson died in June of '96 while chasing an armed robbery suspect. That suspect was waiting and ambushed the officer, who later died. Now, as we learn more about the victims and see more tributes, we'll bring those details to you on air, online, and on our 2 Works View app.
Now, your Storm Shield weather first forecast.
Good evening, everyone, and happy Friday night. A little bit of rain spreading across Metro Tulsa right now, though, in Jenks at the Transportation Center. It looks dry from that vantage point. Look at the thunderstorms here just east of the Muskogee Turnpike approaching Interstate 40. These are moving off to the north and to the northeast, but Braggs and Gore right now getting some heavy rainfall. That'll move over toward Vian, eventually over toward Dwight Mission if those hold together. These thunderstorms over here weaken now, and they're just rain showers from Okmulgee to Henrietta to Wetumpka over toward Okemah, and so that light rain will continue. Notice the sharp cutoff, though. Claremore, Manford, Hominy, no rain. Even the north side of Tulsa has no rain. And down to the southeast, Talihina and Stigler waiting on the rain to arrive. Temperatures reflecting where the rain is falling. A little cooler at Bristow, 77 degrees. Grove at 79. Muskogee right now at 81. A little closer look in. Turley's down to 76. Bixby at 76 and Broken Arrow at 75. So we'll track Saturday's rain outlook, how hot it feels next week, and some rain chances showing up. We'll talk about it in the Storm Shield 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Brett. Imagine recording with your cell phone while bullets fly around. That is exactly what happened in Dallas last night. Their view of the ambush and how police used a robot to take down a gunman. Plus, the best way to talk to your children about what's happened. You're watching 2 Works for You at 10. Tonight, we're getting some new information about the gunman in the Dallas attack. A friend of the suspect, Micah Johnson, says that his friend was educated and wasn't really political. Johnson left the Army Reserve in 2015, 9 months after returning from a deployment to Afghanistan. He was working as an aide for mentally challenged children and adults. Dallas police say Johnson did not have a criminal history. And Dallas police used a robot with a bomb to kill that suspect. Marshall Zellinger in Dallas with more on the technique and the impact this attack is having on officers.
As officers, we can't let these things affect us. We can't let ourselves change how we do our job.
Traffic Sergeant Christopher Dyer will pull over his next driver no different than he did any before Thursday night, when a man ambushed Dallas police, killing 5, injuring 7 officers and 2 others.
We have to carry on with our jobs. We have to face the fact that there are people out there that have evil in their hearts, and this is the types of things that they do. But those people are rare.
Many of us watched last night unfold through social media and videos like this, recorded by someone like you on a cell phone.
And it's amazing that people are just standing there taking video and somebody's firing a gun at them.
While videos like these help provide real-time information, Dyer explains how it can impact police response.
You have to take your concentration off of the person that's shooting at you in order to look at this person who may just have a cell phone in their hand.
And as for the way the ambush ended, with a bomb-disposing robot delivering a bomb to the suspect, Dyer, a former SWAT commander, tells me you train through every possible scenario.
That's the entire purpose of the robot, is so that an officer doesn't have to place himself in harm's way.
The attack in Dallas making us wonder how Tulsa police would respond. The special operations team is usually called in for these extreme situations. Those officers have more training and are better equipped to handle these shootings. The commander telling us about how people react to their heavy armor.
The entry vests that we wear are much bigger, much bulkier, and makes normal interaction with people much more difficult, even from the intimidation standpoint.
Their equipment also includes ballistic helmets, and that armor can add about 30 pounds to their uniform. This week's shooting fueled by racial tensions. Tulsa no stranger to the issue, from the race riot to the fight over the Brady District name. We sat down with community organizer Richard Baxter. He's working to promote racial unity after his own problems as a young man, and he claims he was unfairly targeted, saying police searched him without a warrant.
Racial profiling, you know. I have been harassed by police, you know. In younger years, I've been harassed by police. I've been thrown on the ground, handcuffed, roughed up, you know. But right now it's to a point where you never know if you're going to make it out of that situation for somebody like me, you know. And so it's very scary.
We spoke to other Tulsans about the recent police shootings. You can see their reactions on KJRH.com. You know, tragedies like this could result in feelings of fear, especially in young children. Local psychiatrists tell 2 Works for You the best thing to do if children bring up concerns is to talk to them. Parents, even grandparents, should provide comfort and let them know they're safe. For teenagers, social media can play a part in how they view tragedies. Dr. Scott Moseman from the Laureate Psychiatric Clinic in Tulsa says no matter the child's age, having a healthy conversation can go a long way.
The time and being purposeful, you know, if you have them at the right time to be able to say, you know, have you heard about any of these things on TV? Have you heard about any of the cop killings?
Dr. Moseman says to look for signs of uneasiness in young children after tragedies like this. Look for stomach aches and headaches and sit down with them, listen, and provide reassurance of safety. We do have more resources for you online. Just visit the KJRH Facebook page to learn how to cope with stress triggered by mass violence like this.
Storm Shield weather, certified most accurate.
All right, good evening, everyone. Check this out. Our downtown camera pointed out to the north, out to the east, and you
Tributes coming in on Twitter after the police shooting in Dallas. Mavericks owner Mark Cuban posting, Dallas, we mourn those who lost their lives protecting us and stand together united to cherish those we live and work next to. Also, Dallas native and professional golfer Jordan Spieth tweeting, sad day for our city. Prayers for the families and strength to believe this violence will stop on all fronts. Hashtag Dallas Strong. And singer Lady Gaga saying, stick together during this divided time. Be kind and compassionate to one another. Speak positively. Envision a peaceful future. You at home also paying tribute to the officers. You can read more comments now on our KJRH Facebook page. Meantime, Brett is tracking more rain. Look for his weekend forecast when we come back.